Back to the One Celtic Fans View, running late as always. To be fair, half an hour ago I was at the beach. Just telling it as it is. Half an hour ago I was sitting at the side of the beach and I was like, shit, I need to get home, don't I? I need to get home. I'm never going to make it for the beginning of the live. As this clock's changed, I've not told anyone. Nope, it is all good. But it is what it is, and let's get up to speed with everything that is going on. Celtic take on Hibernian. Celtic do take on Hibernian at Celtic Park in just over an hour and odd time. The sun is belting out over Celtic Park. And going by the pictures that I'm seeing from Celtic at the moment. The team news will be out in around about 5 minutes. We'll get the team news ready for that. Let's see, any team news yet? No, 5 minutes yet. 6 minutes. 6 minutes until the team news is out. Good afternoon, troops, said Sean. Yes, let me just run through some of the comments that are... Oh, there's quite a lot of people online, isn't there? Jeez, and I'm running late. I'll do a question. Do I booze the day? Says Lanky. I've not even had something to eat. I was going to try and grab something to eat before I did the live, but I didn't manage it. Get a drink, don't you? Dave said he's getting on it today. Just found I poured a freezing pint of Stella. There we go. Let me just run through these. Spacey's going for 3-1. Lorna Gallica's in the house. 4-1. Bit of payback for Easter Road. I think it'll be a bit of payback for Easter Road. Green and White is saying here bars and troops. 4-0. 4-0 definitely is going to penalties. Lanky reckons it's going to go to penalties today. I don't think that my nerves could handle if it went to penalties today. 5-1 today, says Scotland's Sun. I don't think I could survive today if it was going to penalties. I just don't. It wouldn't be good for the old ticker, as they say. Let me just get everything, image slideshow. Just get everything ready for the team news when it does come out, which will be just a couple of minutes. Usually Celtic do a quiz, don't they? But I've not got time to do that. Have we got time to do it? Take the Celtic Hibernian quiz. Big Scottish Cup game quarter final. Make a trip to Paradise Sunday the March 9th. The visitors travel across the M8 in fine form, looking to cause an upset, Celtic say. Can Celtic assert their dominance once again and book a trip to Hampden in April for the semi-final? On Celtic TV today, you've got Chile and Sheridan. We'll bring you all the action from Celtic Park. And Dale and Docherty. Jeez. Spending big bucks on TV presenters now, aren't we, Celtic? You get the subscription value. Try to sell you Celtic TV, as always. Let's see what some people are saying online within fantastic weather. Fantastic weather. Our beautiful stadium. Somebody try to put a Dice Midas on it. 3 points, please, says the next one. Oh, 3 points, please. I wish, if only. It is the quarter-final of the Scottish Cup. Is it still the Scottish Gas Cup? Who cares? It's the Scottish Cup. I'm not going to call it anything else. Quarter-final of the Scottish Cup. And the team news will be out in just around about 2 minutes. Aberdeen was unbeaten until that 6-9 drubbing in the Cup. Come on, the Hoops. Hibs got a boost to 7,000 fans to them. It'll be like a home game to them. And we'll give their players a boost. Not be like a home game. They know they're at Celtic Park and they come out the away dressing room. I don't think it's going to be like a home game to them. Let's change that lower text because that was from this morning. Let's see how that looks. It needs to go down there. Get your score lines in. That's all that's set up. We're just waiting on the big team news. One of Hibs buzzing for the first game. Buzzing for this game, says the new town. First decent sunny day for a game this year. A tenner on 4-1. 3-0 today, says Tam Cairns. Mr. Quinn's in the house also. We are... Tommy 55 is going for 3-1 Celtic. We are around about 30 seconds away for the Celtic team for the Scottish Cup final. Scottish Cup final held at Celtic Park today. Nerves. The nerves are now all over the place. Team news about to come out. They should do a countdown. Celtic should do a countdown timer to when they're going to release the team. Release the Hounds. Release the Warriors. Come on, Celtic. And it should be up now. Nope. Celtic are... Don't do it with the days. Celtic. It's out. It's out. Schmeichel, Johnson, Carter Vickers, Trusty, Sloop, McGregor, Engels, Hatate, Jota, Kuhn, Dyson, Maida. Just as I said. I thought that would be the team. Give me around about 10 seconds to get the team up onto your screen, which will happen as I click this and click this and then click this. Add files. My throat is going. Downloads there. And boom. And then if we do that and then that, there is the team. The team is on the screen there. Schmeichel, Johnson, Carter Vickers, Trusty, Sloop in defence. It's the defence I said that we would go with. And then you've got McGregor, Engels, Hatate in the midfield, Jota, Kuhn and Dyson Maida up front through the middle. On the bench, you've got Sinisalo, Taylor, Adam Ida, Yang, Luke McCown, Johnny Kenny, Dane Murray and Tony Ralston is on the bench also. I'll get the players. Celtic are a bit late on putting that up there. Tell me what you think about that team. Predictable team, strong as anything, says John Paul Murray. Yeah, it is. I think it's the strongest team that Brendan Rodgers could have taken. Like this, lol, takes me back to when my sons had their pals over. 4-2. Give me your scoreline prediction now that you've seen that team. Now that you've seen the team, give me your scoreline prediction. It's a strong bench. It shows you how weak we are at the moment. You've only got Luke McCown who can come in for the midfield. So it does mean that it's either going to be Engels or Hatate that will come off. You've got Yang on the wing. You've got Adam Ida for up front. You've got young Johnny Kenny that can come on as a striker. You've got Dane Murray who is the defender. Greg Taylor, defender, and Yang and Tony Ralston as well. So there's not too much from it. Well, you could say there isn't. They've got Adam Ida and Johnny Kenny to come on for goal score, to score goals if we need it. But when you look at that front three that we have, Jota, Kuhn and Dyson Maida, you're expecting them to get that over the line today, aren't you? Is a predictable. Let me see what people are saying about the score line. Willie's going for 3-1. Lanky's going for 2-2 and penalties. Oh, Lanky's definitely needs to have a drink. Mark is going for 4-1. Stephen Johnson's going for 4-2. I would never let a club die, says 3-1 Celtic. Lorna Gallagher's going for 3-1. Lucky 15 Voodoo's going for 3-0. Solid lineup, but I'm not going to underestimate Hibs, said Lanky. I'm not going to underestimate them, but I think what you find is when Celtic get an adverse result the way they did in Hibs a couple of weeks ago, that they'll want to go out and rectify it. This team knows that they know what they have to do. Brendan Rodgers will have this team. It's at Celtic Park. It's not like under the years under Neil Lennon where he couldn't get the team up for getting to cup finals at Celtic Park. Brendan Rodgers knows how to get the team motivated to get to the later end of the, and what? I'm reading John Shirley's message there. I shouldn't be reading messages. What was I talking about? John, you just totally threw me there. Gary D's going for 3-1. Stephen McNally's going for 4-1. Engels to score. Stuart Ramsey's going for 2-1. Yang on for the second half. I think he will be. We'll get a penalty. Don't think so. 4-0 or 2-2. Don't say that. Score 4 in the lineup. With that lineup, 4-0 says Celtic #1. Jim C's going for 2-1. James Gunn is going for 4-0. The wife says 4-1. Interesting that James's missus thinks that. I think that there's every chance Hibs could score today. There is every chance that they could score. But then again, if they open up the way that they did, and if they have a good go at Celtic Park, they might come here with loads of confidence and loads of fans today, and be completely up for it and thinking, right, we're going to go have a go at this Celtic team. We beat them before. We beat them on our ground. But we'd been playing week in, week out. We've had a week off this week. We've been able to recover players. We've been able to get players to not have the intensity. And more important, Brendan Rodgers will have got back on the training pitch. And there'll be tactical elements to the training this week. Things that haven't been able to happen over the last 3 or 4 months. There's not been any tactical things being spoken about in the training because it's all been case of coming in, recover, see who's fit, who's not fit, who's got any niggles, and then prepare for the next game. So there's not been any days where the team have been up, and Brendan Rodgers and the backroom staff have been able to sit down and go through the tactical side of the game. I mean, they'll look back to the video. They would have watched back to the video this week of the last game and what they did wrong. They won't look at what Hibs did and the way. They'll look at the way that Hibs played and everything, but they'll look and they'll pinpoint what went wrong with Celtic. Now, people will say, well, for one, Greg Taylor started. Yang scoring on and off the pitch. That would be a good start. Hibs run going to come to an end today, says Stephen Kelly. They've got a bomb scare. We need to put pressure on them at the back. I just think that the boys will win 5-3 today. Wow. 5-3, that'd be a scoreline and a half. I think so. Hibs will get one today, but the boys will have scored a few first. It's going to be 3 or 4-0. Hail you, Tony. It's also a hat-trick for Dyson Maida. Will it be a hat-trick for Dyson Maida today? This is the Celtics Cup final game. We need to be up for it. 4-1. Hail for Oz, says Jerry, who's coming in from down under. Robert says it's going to be 4-1 Celtic. The one trusty coming out halfway line cost us a goal away at Hibs. Dave Morton, shout out from Hank. 6-2 says Mr. Wrong. Hibs will fold like Aberdeen. Do you think that the pressure of trying to get to Hampden will be too much for the Hibernian team? Or has their manager got them to a position where it's just another game? And if they look at it with the mindset, it's just another game and we can go out there and win it. Some people saying that Taylor might sign a new contract. I think he's burnt his bridges. If we've said this before, and Brendan Rodgers said it, when it gets to a point of the season where Brendan Rodgers starts to focus on the players who could potentially be here next season, and Greg Taylor not being here next season, you're not going to play him, are you? I mean, he's done his bit for the club. He's got us over the line when it comes to the league, but you do start to focus on you and the mindset and to see how the likes of Sloop can fit into the team next year. And you've got to, let's face it, if Brendan Rodgers is trying to talk Sloop into staying at Celtic, you're going to play him between now and the end of the season. You know, you've got to give him that love. If Greg Taylor's not signing a new contract, Brendan Rodgers will know if Greg Taylor's signing a new contract or not. I don't believe that Greg Taylor's going to be one of these players that's roaming about during the summer, that's been released like many other players and struggling to get a club. I think that will be done and dusted pretty much after the end of the season. So yeah, I think that Brendan Rodgers is well within his right to play Sloop from the start if he's trying to talk Sloop into staying. You know, Greg Taylor knows the situation, and if he's not willing to stay, be part of the club and fight for his place, if he wants to guaranteed first team football, if he wants to go out and play somewhere else, then so be it. Brendan Rodgers will know that, and he'll say, well, I'm going to start with Sloop. He wants to be here next season. Sorry, Greg, but you know, it's football. You know, it's no hard feelings against you. I've wanted you to stay. You've made your decision. It doesn't look like you're going to stay, so I'm going to play Sloop because I want him. I'm trying to sign him up for next season, so I'm going to give him the run out between now and the end of the season. It's as simple as that. The business at the end of the season, boys will motor on now. Has anyone shown interest in Taylor? Yes, there was. Dynamo Kiev had shown interest in Taylor. They were going to put a bid in for him at the last transfer window, but they thought, you know what? Why? We can wait and get him for free at the end of the season. Glasgow's Green and White says a 4-0 victory today is needed, and I think we'll get it. Kaiser says, Baz, you also need to factor in Taylor is shite, and Sloop has not made any mistakes. Sloop makes it easier. Sloop is older. You've got to give Sloop that. He's older than Greg Taylor. He's 32. Greg Taylor's only 27. There is 5 years of an age gap, so there's 5 years more experience playing at a higher level. So you've got to give Sloop that. Sloop is stronger and braver. It's a no-brainer, says Gary D. I turn off the commentary and play Hampshire's. Oh, Jesus. I'm in the garden here in Hamburg. Drinking today in Hamburg. Hail from Germany. Thomas is coming in from Nuremberg, CSC. Quite a few coming in from Germany today. It's fantastic to get a lot of the European guys in. Greg Taylor is in for Barry's job. Think he's going to go to Rangers as manager? Jesus. Sloop will be an expensive backup to left back for Kieran Tierney coming in the summer. But will he be used more as a utility player? And will Brendan Rodgers also promote one of the younger guys from the B team into the first team, so that we've basically got 3 left backs? Will Brendan Rodgers do that and start bringing in some of the youth? You've got to remember that Jeffrey Sloop can play in the middle of the park also, and he's maybe thinking, do you know what? With the potential rumours going around that Rio Hatate that will leave this year, Baz, what should burn your white hat in the background? That's well away from that. It's well away from it. Sloop is a good player. There's plenty of experience as Celtic mad. Kaiser says that Taylor made sure he was out of the team since his daughter was born because he's afraid that she will be a Tim. And Grandad can't be having that, can he? Grandad can't be having the fact that Taylor's Wayne's one of us. Oh, the laughter of your children as they grow up, Celtic fans. Oh, Jesus Christ, the seat's gone. Oh, that's better. Nice to have an early 10 p.m. kickoff today, says Richard. Sloop can play a few positions, yeah, can that. When you look at the bench today, you do have Sinisalo, who will sitting yawn at the side of the pitch, thinking, this is what it feels like to be Bane, doesn't it? Greg Taylor, will Greg Taylor get any game time today? Well, Adam Ida, I think Adam Ida will definitely get game time towards the later end of the game as the manager tries to freshen it up, going through the front. Adam Ida is a big 6-yard box player. If you get balls into him in the 6-yard box, he's putting them away all day long. Will Yang get some game time? Will Nico Kuhn live up to expectation? Will Nico Kuhn live up to expectation today, or will Yang be brought on in his place? And then that'll allow Dyson Maeda to move to the wing, and on come Adam Ida in the second half. Will Luke McCowan come on for Arne Engels or Rio Hatate? I think we all know that it's more than likely that Engels will get the punt, because that's the way that Brendan Rodgers seems to do it. He seems to bring off Arne Engels before Rio Hatate for some unknown reason. But I think McCowan could get some game time. Dane Murray, well, I don't think Dane Murray is going to get any game time today, because you want Trusty and Cameron Carter-Vickers to be up for this one today and have that solid defence as normal. Tony Ralston's only going to get a game. You've got to feel sorry for Tony Ralston. He's only going to get a game if we're away that far in front and the manager wants to take Alistair Johnston off to give him a little bit of a break. But the games went down to, having gone down to one game a week now, I can't see Alistair Johnston coming off. Can't see Alistair Johnston coming off. Where is Bonner? He's not made the bench today, because who do you leave off? Who do you leave out the bench? You would have to leave Johnny Kenny. But with the fact that Dyson Maeda, if one of the wingers is not playing up to it today, the manager knows that he can pull Dyson Maeda onto the wing and then put Adam Ida up front, and then that leaves Johnny Kenny as backup striker in case your one and only striker gets injured. So the younger guys will feel it in the cup games, because there's not as many substitutions can be made. Andrew Hare's go for 3-1 Celtic. Well, I hope that Taylor will not be kicking a ball for us again, Baz, says Danny. Sloop is far more physical and has the height for a defender, says William. And he does have that little bit of height and physicality about him that Greg Taylor doesn't. But listen, we're not taking away anything from Greg Taylor. He's done over 200 games. He's played over 200 games for Celtic, which is no mean feat. And when you look at his trophy room, when you look at the medals won, 3 huge homes now: Hibs, Huns and Hearts, all at Celtic Park. Can we win all 3? Stephen Kelly's asking. Better than 3 a.m. Still a bit late for a Sunday though, says Ray, who's coming out of Saigon, isn't it? If I remember right. I need food. I need to get something to eat well before the game starts. Stuart Ramsey Kaiser, get my number off Big Des. Don't know if it's a dating site or not. Really, yep. You got to feel for Ralston. Alistair Johnston's been a relentless machine. He has been. He's a fantastic player for us to have. Absolutely fantastic player, Alistair Johnston. And it's the likes of Tony Ralston, who, you know, there will obviously come a point that Tony Ralston will get to an age where he thinks, you know, I've won medals, I've done this at Celtic. Does Tony Ralston stick around for his full career at Celtic, like Callum McGregor? Do you know? It's Tinder now. Oh, Paul Verde. Oh, Jesus. What's this? Tinder now. Steve Boy says, we need to punish them. Let's get it done with the 30-minute mark. That's always excuse me. That's always any food. That's always a fear for me, that we go all in for the first 30 minutes and we get 2 or 3 up, and then we slack off in the second half. Off in the second half, and they will punish us in the second half if we do that. I think that we need to go for the complete 90 minutes to make sure that we will win it. Tommy says, I think he will, Baz. We couldn't buy a replacement for Alistair Johnston for under 50 million. Seamus Ralston does play well for Scotland. He does play, and you've got to feel for him, because it's going to come to a point where get a wee espresso and some churros. But yeah, I should have done that earlier when I was out, but I was too busy. Tony Ralston's he's got to feel a little bit of, not so much disappointed. He's still in the team. He's still on the bench. If anything happens to Alistair Johnston, he's on the pitch. But there will come a point at some point in Tony Ralston's career where he goes, do I want to get to the end of my career and say, yeah, I was at Celtic all my career and I won this and I won that. But there's not many nights like there was up at Ross County where he scores a goal in the last minutes that basically went on. It was one of the most important goals of the season, because that goal late into injury time was basically the kickstart up the arse in that December night that pushed us on to head on and win the league. There's not been many occasions like that for his Celtic career, and as he gets on, there'll be younger Scottish players that'll come through that are getting game time, that are getting played week in, week out. So as an international player, there will become a point. I mean, for instance, if Rio Hitati's getting told to leave Celtic and go and play first team football, to play international football, why isn't Tony Ralston being told a similar thing? His first choice for Scotland, there has to come a point where a Scotland manager would go, mate, you're going to have to leave Celtic and play first team football for me to keep on picking you. I can't keep on picking you when you're sitting on the bench week in, week out. I know you're a fantastic player, and I know you're fresh and all the rest of it, but I really need players that are performing. And that's what you feel for Tony Ralston. Catch next week when I get back from holidays. Lanky's away on his holiday. Ralston's a good player, but we've done the right signing right backs over the last 5 years. This is true. God, I need a coffee. Ralston loves the club, but sadly we'll be looking at the strength of the squad now than standing still. Says love it. Near 55,000 fans tonight. Celtic fans. I think this is going to be one of the biggest sellouts of the season. This game today is going to be one of the biggest sellouts of the season, which is all good. Let me see what some people are saying to the lineup online, to the Celtic. One big account says that'll do me. Celtic top 11 players. Is that Celtic's top 11? Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's all day long. Celtic's top 11 players, definitely. We should have got the other players that are along the bottom. Let's get the subs along the bottom for you. Apologies for not getting the subs, because I know that some of you have got really bad eyesight and like to see the subs along the bottom. Doing this, get rid of that. There we go, and there is your subs. Subs: Sinisalo, Taylor, Adam Ida, Yang, McCowan, young Johnny Kenny, young Dane Murray, and Tony Ralston. You've got to look at it this way. You've got two younger guys. Dane Murray's come through the system and he's on the bench for a quarter final of the Scottish Cup. So that shows that Brendan Rodgers is willing. I mean, we know it's because Liam Scales is injured. But where is Norobski? Where's Big Mark? Where's Mark Norobski? Big Mark Rocky. I mean, he's never been seen for weeks. For a player that we spent 4.3 million on, I mean, is he injured? We don't know if he's injured or not. He's nowhere near the first team, that's for sure. And he will be a player that Celtic will be looking to move on in the summer. Especially with young Dane Murray coming through and having the Scottish contingent. You've then got to think that Gustav Lagerbielke is to come back in the summer also. So is Stephen Welsh. Do you know there are all these players that are out on loan. You've got Stephen Welsh, who will come back to the club in the summer. You've got Gustav Lagerbielke, who's having a fantastic season. Scales broke his handsome bone. Shame for the lad. It's the only one he had. Afternoon from sunny Arbroath, says Paradise Found. Danny says he reckons it's going to be 2-0 or even 1-0 will do me. I hope it's not 1-0 because then Typhoon McFlurry... Where is it? It's gone. Typhoon McFlustery says, tip my hat to the Hibs for taking 7,000 tickets. Should be a great advertisement for Scottish football. 4-2 Celtic. It will be. And you need a siesta, Baz. No, I just need a coffee and something to eat. I've not had nothing to eat since this morning, early morning. Jota and Kuhn will get the wicked crosses in for the wee Usain Bolt to latch onto, says Stevie Boy. Just wondering if Davy Morton is my cousin. It's now turned into from Tinder to family reunited. Family reunited. Big Lager manager wants him to stay, but he's not got an option to buy. He doesn't have the option to buy. He's not even got an obligation to buy or an option to buy. So he's coming back to Celtic. Hopefully there's no dodgy VAR decisions today, and maybe the best team win without any dodgy refereeing. He's got family, and could be. Oh Jesus! Graydon Leitch is coming out from sunny Arbroath as well. Up Hall, I reckon Nico Kuhn will leave us in the summer, if not next January. Stuart Ramsey saying hello to everyone. This is the day that Daler doesn't play. We shall rejoice and get mad with it. We're all family, Baz. It's all one big family, isn't it? How's the weather in Glasgow? Sunny as anything. It's gorgeous sunny sky. If you give me 2 seconds, I'll get a picture of Celtic Park that Celtic put out. Gorgeous weather. And if for those people that are sitting in mould seats, you'll know all about it. No, it's not that one. I need to put up a new image. Is this it? It's this one, isn't it? Oh, that. And this is the current weather situation at Celtic Park right now. As you can see, it's an absolutely beautiful day at Celtic Park for a cracking game of football. Cracking weather, and let's hope that the game lives up to expectations. With over 7,000 away fans at the game today, it's going to be interesting to see how Celtic, for one, perform against such a big away fan base. They will try and do their utmost to keep Celtic Park as quiet as they can, but it's going to be up to Celtic to make sure that they get that far in front, and Celtic will be looking to get off to a fantastically quick start as per normal. Absolutely beautiful, says Ray. We'll get that picture back up because it is fantastic, isn't it? Celtic Park, you'll not see but if you look just where the last row of seats, the leather seats, that's where I used to sit, and then it was down in 111 before and after that. It's always good when you look at pictures of Celtic Park. You always look to see where your seat is, doesn't you? Yeah. I mean, my brother's still got 2 season tickets down in that area, and you always look and you're like, I could have been sitting there today. If only I was the thousands of miles away. And when they go, will they send back some Scottish weather? But anyway, that is the team news. There will be a live after the game today. I'm going to go to the pub to watch the game. Kuhn has been off it for weeks, says Big Rab B. Needs to show up today if we were to get top money for him this summer. I think you'll get top money for him. Celtic 4 by half time, says Paul Baird. Be up 4-0 by half time. Southside Crombie, ya chookters. What? Danny Cassie says he thinks there's going to be 2. Baz, let's hope it's no sunshine on Leaf. I'm definitely not wanting sunshine on Leaf getting sung at the end of the game today. And then by the time I get home for the pub, it's going to be an interesting live, to say the least. No matter what, it's freezing in Glasgow. I was at the beach since it was 19 degrees. That's why I was running late for the live, and the beach is half an hour's drive away from where I am. Jamesy Boy's going 4-2 today. Now that I've seen the teams, I Yang will be off the bench, 3 with 2 late goals. Sunshine on Parkhead. It would be great if Celtic won it today and then Celtics fans just started singing Sunshine on Leaf just to wind up the Celtic, the Hibernian fans. I remember we'd done it a few times at Ibrox. Back in the day, you would sing Simply the Best just to piss them off, and it was even funnier. It's always good. It would be fantastic if Celtic do put on Sunshine on Leaf just to piss them off. Where's your Sunshine on Leaf? Cheerio, cheerio, cheerio. Anyway, Danny Cassie says, hi to Lorna. And it's now like some kind of weird Friends Reunited thing on the chat online. Anyway, it is, what time is it? Where is the time? It is coming up for 14 minutes past 2 Celtic part time. The game does kick off at 3 o'clock. I'm away to get something to eat and then head to the pub to watch the game. There might be a video comes from after the pub. We'll wait and see them. Yeah, maybe just do that and then take the 20 or so minute drive back home. So the live after the game will not be live straight away. So that will give people time to get home. So make sure that you join the live after the game. Win, lose or draw, we are always here. And on that note, have an absolutely fantastic sunshine on grief. Sunshine on grief. Grace beats sunshine or leaf, hands down. It does that. Baz Huns will be twiddling their fingers today. Yeah, they're sitting. There's no game for them this weekend, isn't it? This is the big cup competition in Scotland, and it is the big cup competition. And let's hope that we are singing Sunshine on Grief after the game today, and they can all head back and we can all sing I'm not going to sing that. We are Hibernian FC, says Jack Flash. Welcome to the channel, Jack. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day wherever you are, Celtic fans all around the world.